welcome back again to another video. If you are new in this channel, this is Queen Sharon Entertainment and home of freedom fighters. If you haven't joined our family yet, join us by hitting the red button down below there on the bell notification icon, so whenever we have a new video in this same channel, you will get notified. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I love you all. So my people, I have a video here that I want you all to watch, and I myself will be watching with you in this particular video. Feel free to let me know what you think about the video after watching. Like and share this video, and I will see you guys again in my next one.
Explained
louder, please.
As an opposite to lawful, as an opposite, direct opposite to lawful extradition. You see, this is the scenario. If someone is accused of committing a criminal offense in country A, and the person, for one reason or the other, was able to escape and become a fugitive in country B. If country A is interested in prosecuting that individual, it has to do a number of things. And those things that country A has to do come under the purview of what is called the extradition process. Every country, every civilized nation in the world today has an extradition act or extradition law. Nigeria, which in this very example I'm giving is country A, has an extradition act. Kenya, which in this example is country B, has an extradition act. And these extradition acts are mutual, meaning that when Nigeria goes to Kenya to seek the return, forcible return of a fugitive in which Nigeria has a prosecutorial interest, it has to abide by the extradition act of Kenya. And vice versa. When Kenya comes to Nigeria to seek the return of a Kenyan for prosecution in Kenya, it also has to abide by the provisions of the Nigerian Extradition Act. There's also a little known law that is called the Mutual Legal Assistance in Commonwealth Act. That law has an extraterritorial application. It's a Nigerian law, but it has extraterritorial application in the sense that if Nigeria is interested in the forcible return of any fugitive from any Commonwealth country, it has to abide by the provisions of that law, particularly sections 5 to 7 of that very law. So, in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, neither the Kenyan Extradition Act, which is the principal law that is applicable here, was complied with, nor the Mutual Legal Assistance in Commonwealth Countries Act of the Federal laws of Federal Republic of Nigeria. None of these two, which are applicable, were complied with. So, when that occurs, or when such non-compliance occurs, what the government has done in effect is what is known in common parlance as kidnapping or abduction. It's no different from any one of us coming to your country or your home to kidnap you. The only difference here is that it has been done by a state. And that it has been done by a state does not make it legal. So when the state engages in a conduct where it forcibly takes a fugitive from one country to the other without recourse to the due process of extradition, that state is said to have committed extraordinary rendition, and it comes with consequences, which, if you permit me, I can go on with that, or I can leave the floor for the others to make a contribution, and I can come back to the consequences later. But before then, let me mention a particularly applicable body of law to this very unfortunate situation. It is called the African People African Charter on People and Human Rights. I'm sorry, let me rephrase it. The African Charter on Human and People's Rights. Yeah. Enforcement and Ratification Act. Laws of Federation of Nigeria, Cap A9. In that very law, the law was written in articles. Article 12 of that very law, sub 4, Article 12, sub 4, expressly provided that nobody, no Nigerian citizen or even a foreigner, shall be lawfully expelled from country A to country B without recourse to due process of law. That very Article 12 was breached in the circumstances that resulted in bringing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria. Then you can also go to Chapter 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where it is one of the fundamental rights of every Nigerian citizen, and even those who are not Nigerian citizens, but somehow resident in Nigeria, it's a fundamental right that everybody has against arbitrary arrest. So when you take somebody, as they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, forcibly in Kenya, without an extradition order, the arrest is said to be arbitrary. And that offends Chapter 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So for those of us out there, there are a certain segment of the population that believes that the extraordinary rendition we are talking about here was in violation of only international laws and conventions and protocols. No, that is not correct. It's a violation of Nigerian law. The ones I have cited is a violation of Kenyan law, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was lawfully admitted on a British passport. And of course, it's also a violation of several provisions of international law to which Nigeria is subject. One of them is the Parent Act that brought about the African Charter that was domesticated in Nigeria in 1983. There is a treaty Nigeria ratified in 1979, that has a similar name. It's an African Charter, but it's of the continental kind. Under that treaty, Article 12 of the treaty also made it illegal for member nations to unlawfully expel citizens of one another or of each other without recourse to due process of law. And then you have the United Nations protocols, conventions, and what have you, and other international legal regime that altogether prohibit extraordinary rendition. The legal regime in the international arena has a strict requirement for extradition, not extraordinary rendition. There is no nation on this planet, and there is no rule of law that applies to nations that permits a fugitive to be taken from one country to the other without recourse to the due process of extradition. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You've nailed it. And my question goes to Attorney at Law, Athanasius. I want to ask, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, like we know, was tortured in Kenya for 8 days. He was chained to the floor for 8 good days. And I want to ask you, what does EU law say about extraordinary rendition and torture? Can you throw more light on it?
It's very sad that we discuss this issue, because as I was a student at the university, the first thing in international criminal law I have learned is exactly what my good colleague Dr. Edzmako said, that when you want or you have committed a criminal act, let's say in Germany, and you go from Germany to the Czech Republic. So then Germany, who wants to prosecute this criminal act, has to request Czech Republic in an official way the person who is in the Czech Republic to be extradited to Germany. That means a lot of things. First of all, that the person who is in the Czech Republic, for example, has to be, first of all, has to be arrested in a legal way from the authorities, police and state prosecution from in the Czech Republic, not from another state, but Germany sends some agents to the Czech Republic to operate there and to arrest the person, but it has to be done from the authorities of the specific country. After that, has to be brought to the judge in order the judge to decide if this person, till the extradition court will take place, will remain in custody or will be released, having, of course, some limitations, restrictions, or to pay a bail or something like that. And after that, a normal extradition court hearing has to take place. And the Czech court has to decide if the person will be sent back to Germany or not. Okay, so then these proceedings are legal proceedings, is according to the law and is according mostly to the Article 6 of the European Convention on Human Rights, okay, which is the fair trial process. This is the guarantee. The maximum quality, which is applied also to this extradition court hearings, okay, proceedings. And also the person, if the person now is in custody, so has to be respected all the rights the person has, because it's not an accused, we still have the presumption of innocence. These proceedings, extradition proceedings, are not proceedings, the normal criminal proceedings, in order to accuse him of a crime, because this will be done in the other country. It's extradition. Then the person is presumed innocent, so has to have to be in a special prison. It's not a custody, let's say, a premises, not in a normal prison where people who has been accused and have been, of course, sent to serve their sentences and punishments and so on. So, and to have all the rights according also to the European Convention on Human Rights, and of course according to Article 3, which is that no person is allowed to be treated in a way which is against the human rights. Okay, this is Article 3. This is a special guarantee from the European Union. That is to say, not to be tortured, okay? And to be given all the rights a person who is under trial, okay, is not accused, okay, is not convicted, okay, we know that. So then this has to be done according to the internal law, according to the Czech law, let's say, and also according to the European law, which takes priority over the domestic law. And this is the European Convention on Human Rights, and also the European Convention on Extradition, because there is also European Convention on Extradition, how the states will behave if there is such a case. And this is something that is self-understood. It's not something, and that's why I'm very sad that we discuss it now in Nigeria and Kenya, because these are principles that are well known to everybody, not only to people having a legal profession, because it is absolutely normal that you have to follow, that you are not allowed to abduct the person. It's absolutely normal that you don't have to kidnap the person from the one country to the other. It's absolutely normal that no agents of the A country will interfere in country B and do things that are not allowed. So this legal then cooperation or legal aid, how we say, between the states, has to be done according to the principles of the domestic law and also of the European law or African law, European Convention, African Convention on Human Rights, and so on. And in our case, it's self-evident that this was not respected. Okay.
Thank you so much for that wonderful explanation. A lot of people who do not know much about extraordinary rendition have been able to digest something from what you have said. Thank you so much. So my next question
and if you allow me, may I say also something else, something more?
Yeah.
And if you allow me, of course.
Please go ahead.
And we have case law on that. For example, because I teach at the university and I have cases, I transfer this knowledge also and these cases to my students. We have a Ocalan case. You know, it's from Kenya to Greece and also to Turkey. Ocalan case, it was a similar case that he was kidnapped. It was the leader of Kurdish people, and he was kidnapped from Kenya.
Yes.
Abducted from Kenya and different from Turkish officers. So these are cases that are well known. It's not only the theory, but there are also cases that happened years ago. And these are well known to the legal community, of course, and establish, of course, the right of each person to be treated legally, to be given the rights, procedural rights, okay, in the specific countries, in order the result also to be legal. Because now your brother is not legally treated and tried because there are the procedural obstacles. The court shouldn't try this case if things happened in that way. And this is then annihilated, the whole proceedings is annihilated because it started with a violation of the law. And this was the abduction, the kidnapping. Okay. So we have to go to the source, to what happened in the beginning. Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making that very clear. My next question goes to Mandela, Attorney Mandela. I want to ask you, when did you join, hold on a second, please. Good. I want to ask you, when did you join Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team? Because a lot of people don't know you. Or are you not a fan of social media?
Thank you very much, Princess. You can hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you loud and clear.
That's very good. Okay. Thank you very much. I've been on the ground since 2015 on this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Can you raise your voice a little bit, please?
Issue. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes,
go ahead.
Yes. I've been on ground. I've been on ground in this struggle, in this legal battle, since 2015 till that. It's not true, or let me put it this way, that I'm not a fan of social media. The truth is this: I have been doing a lot of work as regards to the struggle, as regards to the liberation, freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu since 2015, started from when he was first arrested down to this particular one. He was abducted from Kenya. I am not personally blowing my trumpet, saying every bit of what we do as part of the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu legal team. You can agree with me, Princess, that we work together 2015, 2016, 2017.
You're absolutely right.
I have putting up enough in the legal team. Legally speaking, I have contributed a lot in the struggle for this just cause of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu legally. So some of us in the legal team, some of us in quotes in the legal team who have chosen to be showcasing themselves every little bit in the social media rather than doing the first priority things to see how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be free, regain freedom, get justice. As lawyers, our first priority is to muzzle out every legal arsenal, everything within the confines of the law to make sure that our clients regain his freedom and get justice. Because, like the two speakers earlier said, he was kidnapped. He was kidnapped from Kenya.
That's right.
It is an abduction. It is in contravention of his mental rights. So in that case, our paramount thing to do, our priority is to fight legally what that can give him justice, what can grant him his freedom from this illegal arrest, and not campaigning or showcasing ourselves or making ourselves the talk of the event on social media, making ourselves the talk of everything on social media. It's have taken away the job as a lawyer who's supposed to be doing everything legally possible within the confines of the law to make sure that his client is being released, is regain his freedom, get justice in the court of law, than every time or every little opportunity some of the lawyers in quotes are always parading themselves on social media without have put in anything reasonable to that will guarantee or that can give assurance that yes, our client is ready to regain his freedom. Because it is what we as lawyers, we the legal team, we the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lawyers, from what we are doing in court, from the actions we are filing in court, from the legal battles we are doing in court, that will determine, that will guarantee the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not just going about on the social media, showcasing our faces, showcasing our personalities that will release Nnamdi Kanu. Let me say this, even Barrister Aloy Ejimako, the rendition man, knows what I'm talking about. I've been working assiduously with him, and since 2015 till date, So he knows what I'm talking about. That's putting up every legal actions, everything priority to make sure that our client, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, regain his freedom and get justice before the court of law. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, our viewers and our brothers and our brethren and our fans. You have heard what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's attorney, Prince Mandela, have said. We've worked together since 2015 when he was unlawfully incarcerated as well, till date. But a lot of people don't know him. So that was why I decided to throw this question to him. You are welcome once again. My next question.
Thank you very much.
Will go to Attorney at Law, our EU representative, Mr. Athanasius. Hold on 1 second, please. Good. Sorry, I was unmuting your mic. Have you had any response from the European Union since you filed the case or petitioned them? Thank you.
No, not yet, because the petition was filed a couple of weeks ago. So I think it's very early. I filed it personally also to the High Representative of European Union, Mr. Borrell, approximately 15 or 16 days ago. So then I'm waiting for an answer or to contact me. I think it's a strong petition. Actually, I sent also the good work there of Mr. Edzimakor in order to show what was filed in Nigeria and also what was filed in Kenya. And it is obvious that this is a clear violation. There is no discussion about that. It's not only one violation, as I said before, but a lot of violations. Okay, it's a continuation of violations, starting from the procedural point of view, and of course.
Thank you so much for watching that particular video. Feel free to let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Like and share this video, and I will see you again in my next one. Bye.